everyone, this is Lord Shadrach again. I figured I'd make this video right here, asking a question. And feel free to answer it in the comments below. I mean, everyone has their own questions they can ask, but I have a question. A very serious question, What is something that you all miss from your childhood? One thing. We can name all the cartoons, the pop culture, the movies, people we loved. It's endless. But to tell you the truth, the one thing I do miss from my childhood the one thing that I really do miss is being young. I realize, looking back on everything, that I should have been more focused on making the most of my youth. And I never did. Largely because of outside sources, financial difficulties and what have you. And another issue that I had in my childhood that prevented this was my inability to do that. To grasp what I wanted. And going, I'm going to just even fast forward and say what I miss in my teens and 20s was the opportunity to have done better. I just didn't, care to do better. I just thought life would go on as is. If I had a chance to relive my college years, knowing what I know now, I would have focused on my studies like crazy. And instead of getting a history major, I would have gotten something different. Maybe something in the way of computers, I don't know. And if I'd known that, my mom would die at the age of 60, when I was, I was 28 at the time when she died, I think I would have spent more time with my mom. And that's another thing I regret. I have a lifetime of regrets, and at two different points in my life, there were actually one of which was in 8th grade, and the other was when I was in college. When I was in 8th grade, there was a girl that really liked me. I was an 8th grader myself, in case anyone's asking. And she liked me. But I had my mind on someone else that didn't, the person that I had my mind on didn't return it. And, if I had a chance to do that over again, to relive my 8th grade year, I would have gone with the girl that actually showed an interest in me. Fast forward to when I was in college. There was one of the athletic girls that was into me. Now remember, I'm in college at this time. And in one of my classes, there was this girl, she was always wearing her athletic attire, and she was interested in me. But I didn't know how to put two and two together and say, oh, this girl likes you, dude. Pursue it. This college girl, by the way. So, basically, I never pursued the romantic interests that were before me. I missed out on it twice in my life. And for me, such a thing comes rare. Another thing I would have done if I had a chance to relive my life is I would have been more focused on taking care of myself in the way of my health and not letting things get to me too much. But, well, you know how that goes. And more recently, if I had an opportunity to have done it all over again, let's just say I would have been better adept at making YouTube videos. I've done some boneheaded things. So, in essence, I wouldn't have made the boneheaded videos I made. Like, I'm gonna say maybe 13 years ago, the banana video, waving it around, taunting Desert File. And more recent example on my ASMR channel is I made some videos calling out someone whom I later learned was very sick. I'm not going to go in detail about that. But anyways, let's just say that I have a lot of regret in my life. A lot of pain. A lot of painful things I've done to people, things I shouldn't have said. Um, foolishness, But to tell you the truth, I'm sure we all have regrets. We all have regrets in our life. We all have pain. We all have moments where we should have gone left when we went right, or we went straight when we should have went backward. Things that we should not have done. Because once the die is cast, in the game of real life, once you cast the die, you can never take it back. Maybe places that I shouldn't have went to. Like that time I was rear-ended in Yulee, I wonder about that. If I had a chance to do it all over again, I would not have done that. I would not have gone to Yulee, but let's just say I'd still have that old car in a way. The one I have now is nice, but you never know. And then, I had some boneheaded issues on YouTube with someone. I'm not going to disclose who they are, and that was back in September of 2010, and it did spur me going back to church, and that was a good thing. The aftermath of that ordeal and the video I made on YouTube, back in 2010, let's just say that it was the catalyst that sent me back to church. And I was able to have a bit of a social life outside of the internet and outside of college. And to tell you the truth, it felt good. I'm just looking over at my television screen to see what's going on. And, that's about it. So what regrets do you have in your life? To anyone that bothers to watch this video, what regrets do you have, and what opportunities would you have done or not have done if you had a chance to do it all over again? Something to think about. This is Lord Shadrach signing off.